Hi, I'm Lacy with Davillier Photography and Graphics, and I'm here today to show you how we set up for a green screen session. A green screen session can have so many purposes. We can use them for seniors, for executives, for headshots, for anything like that. Your indoor shots are often going to be on green screen because from green, we can take them anywhere. So without further ado, I'll get started. This is going to be your classic 2-light setup. So we'll start off with our first light stand. I'm gonna unscrew here, come out and pull down. Stand 1. Then we'll set up our second light stands. Gonna do the same thing, remember, unscrew, pull out, pull down, lock into place. Light stand number 2. Next up, we have to get the actual lights because you are not taking photos without lights. So I've pulled it out of the bag here and you'll see that it's locked right now. I'm going to unlock, open, relock, and then I'm going to place the light onto the stand. There is a button on the side here that I press to bring the light all the way down. You'll hear it lock into place. Next, I'm gonna take the screw on the side here and tighten that up all the way. So now my light is not gonna move. The stands move, but my light does not. Gonna do the same thing here on the other side. Unlock, pull forward, relock, sit on top of my stand here. Remember our button on the side. Hear it lock into place. And screw this in to tighten it. Make sure we're tight. Next up, I'm gonna take the covers off of my lights. So there is actually you can see it over here. There's a button on the side here. I'm gonna slide it back and then I'm gonna twist and that comes off. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Stack those up, put them away. And then next we have our softbox umbrellas. We go with the easy ones, guys, that just pop right open. So I'm gonna take this out of the bag. There we go. Then I'm gonna open it up like so. Make sure that my drawstring is on the outside. I'm now gonna unzip and place this here. So you'll see a little hole here, which is where our softbox is gonna connect. So we're gonna place that into there. That's not working, which means that something's wrong. In this case, it is the fact that there is also a little screw here on the side that I need to unscrew to make sure that I can get our umbrella in. There we go. Now let's try that one more time. There we go. Now we're in business. So now we've got the softbox in. We're gonna pull all the way back. I'm gonna make sure that this black part is actually over the light. That's gonna help us to tighten this up so that the light doesn't escape out of our softbox. Next, I'm gonna go on ahead and zip this up and I'm gonna pull tight on my drawstring, nice and taut. Next, I'm gonna bring this light up to whichever height I would like it at. I will tell you that a rule of thumb is that you're gonna go 6 feet or higher. So I'm gonna loosen this, come up, tighten. Loosen this one, come up, tighten. And that's light number 1. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing with light number 2. And open. Remember, you want to make sure that your drawstring here is out of the bag and is not caught up. There we go. You want to make sure that it's out like this. I'm going to look this time to make sure that we're unscrewed, which we are. And now I'm going to feed my softbox umbrella into here. Remember, we're going to make sure that our bag here is over the light to make sure that our lighting isn't escaping. Zip and drawstring, nice and tight. And I'm also going to screw that back in. Now I'm gonna come up, and up again. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is turn these lights on. So there's two places that you do that. There is a switch underneath here that I'm gonna flip from off to on. This is a big step that lots of people forget, and these lights will not work if you don't do that part. Then up here, you'll see the on-off button, and I'm gonna press and hold for a second, and we are in business. For most shoots, you're gonna make sure that you're in TTL mode. This mode is what allows the lights to talk to our adapter that goes on top of our camera. You'll also see here that we're at the perfectly balanced point on where this light is, or at least we should be. And you're gonna see that our battery is charged in full, and you're gonna see your ID and your channel numbers on here. Again, your ID and your channel are important because they have to match up with the adapter in order for the camera to sync to these lights. The next step to setting up for indoor green screen photos is to connect our adapter or trigger, whatever you want to call it, to our lights and to our camera. So I'm going to use the hot shoe here, screw in and tighten this. Now, it's worthwhile to note that this has to be all the way in. You want to hear the click. If it is not all the way in, it won't connect to the camera. So now I'm going to go on ahead and tighten it. There is an on and off switch on this side, so I'm going to turn this on. And you'll see that the back of this looks a lot like the back of the light. Here we're on ID 80 and channel 15. We want to make sure that our adapter is on the same ID and channel because that is what makes all of this work. So we see here channel 15, ID 80, ID 80, we are ready to roll. If it's not on the channel, what you would need to do is to change the channel on here, the channel and the ID. Press the button on the side, which highlights our channel, and then the button right above it is gonna go up, or on the other side, we can go down. Up, down. That's how you change your channel. And then once you're done, you can press this button down here where you see it's telling you to go back and down. If it's the ID that's not in the right place, you're going to press this button, which gets you to the ID, the one right by it. And then same thing, you can go up or you can go down. And then we're gonna press our guy here to remove us. Now the thing about the ID to note, you can go up in increments of 1. So right now we're on 71, 72, 73. You can only go down in increments of 10. So if you need to get to, for example, I need to get to 80 right now because that's where we were. I'm gonna go up in increments of 1, and that's gonna get me to 60. And now I'm gonna go down through 10, 0, 90, 80. So always noting that there is no way to go up from 60 to 80 or 70 to 80. You have to get to whatever number you want in the ones place. So be that a 0, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have to go down to the other number. So now we are back at channel 15 and ID 80, which means that we are ready to roll.